how's it going? Thank you so much on clicking on my video. As promised, I am going to show you guys how much actually I spent on this 3-week Europe trip. And I really hope in this video you can take away some valuable information and help you to budget your first Europe trip or any trip you're going to. Okay, what are we waiting for? Let's do it. So first, let's review how much money I budgeted on each category. So first is airfare. I budgeted $3,000, accommodation $2,500, food $1,200, activities and attractions $300, local transportation $400, souvenir $200, personal items $200, communication $50, currency and exchange fees $235.50. I did 3% on the total budget. So now let's take a look at how much exactly I spent. The first category we're going to go through is airfare. So in total, we can see here the actual is $19.54 and 16 cents. So basically we took 4 airplanes. It's from Ottawa to Paris, Copenhagen to Barcelona, Barcelona to Lisbon, and Lisbon to back home to Montreal. The first one, the Ottawa to Paris, we spent over $700 just because we were traveling during holiday season, so our ticket is actually a little bit more expensive. That is just a one way. So if you're traveling off-peak season, your ticket to Europe wouldn't be this expensive. From Copenhagen to Barcelona, it's pretty reasonable. We spent less than $100. From Barcelona to Lisbon, the air ticket is actually not that expensive. It's just around $45. But then we had to pay for luggage, which is $37. And then from Lisbon to Montreal, this would be a really expensive one, I think, because a lot of people are traveling back to their home country after New Year's. So we traveled back January 7th. So that's like at the end of a holiday. So this ticket was actually, to me, it's very expensive. It's like over $1,000 just a one way. So yeah, these are the air tickets that we bought. It's like around $1,000 difference compared to what I have budgeted, because I didn't know how much exactly that we would spend on the airfare. Some of the air ticket that we haven't bought yet at the time. So I was like, well, I might as well just over budget a little bit so I don't have any surprises when I'm actually doing the budget afterwards. Next category is the accommodation. So this category, I'm actually really surprised. I budgeted $2,500 per person, but turns out we only spent $1,218 per person over the 3 weeks. We were very fortunate because we had a family in Sweden and we were able to stay with them for 5 nights. So that's a huge reason why our accommodation category, it's really not that much. So Paris is $145 for one night. Amsterdam was really cheap. It was like less than $100 plus the city tax. Brussels is like around $121. Hamburg, we stayed 2 nights, so it was around $245. Gothenburg is $106. Barcelona, we stayed for 5 nights in Airbnb and we shared with our family. So it's $725 in total. And in Lisbon, we spent 1 night, it's $145. In terms of looking for hotels, I also think if you're going off-peak season, you can get a lot of cheaper hotels. I actually think our hotel is not that expensive. However, the hotels that we chose, it's not a 5-star hotel, it's around 3 stars. It's doable for like 1 night or 2 nights. The one we stayed in Barcelona, it was an Airbnb, and it was actually a really nice Airbnb. We thought, because we're spending there for 5 nights and we have 2 kids, we're going to book a nicer one. All the ones that we booked, it was really close to Central train station, so we didn't really have to take train or like walk a long time to our hotel, so because location to us is very important. So that is being said, I want to let you know that if you do want to stay in Central City, it is very possible that you find reasonable priced accommodation. Next category is the food. This one we did extremely well. I budgeted for $1,200 and I budgeted for $60 per person per day, and there's 20 days. So we actually, each person, we spend $752. I think we did extremely well. We did not go to expensive restaurant. Mostly we would go to the local store, we would grab it and we would go. Especially we visited Christmas market. So Christmas market, it's just those snacky food or like simple dinner where you buy a certain amount of food and then you just eat outside, not necessarily being served. I also think the reason why we did really well, when we were in Barcelona, we actually bought food. So we had our breakfast cooked in Airbnb, and then sometimes we had our dinner and lunch cooked in Airbnb. So I think that really helped in terms of eating out wise. Next one is activities and attractions. We actually spent very close to $300. It was like $250-ish. We spent time and valuable memories with our family. Next one is the local transportation. This is the only category. We actually gone over the budget, not that much. It was like around $90, which is okay. I think the reason why we gone over in this category is the train ticket was actually more expensive than what we expected, especially during Christmas Eve, because we were traveling basically every day to a new city. At the beginning, the train ticket was very reasonable, and then towards the Christmas time, the ticket were like over $200. We're like, whoa, like that's very expensive. Next one is the souvenir. I budgeted $200 just for myself. I actually only spent $67. I only bought one ring, which is a French brand. It's actually the ring I am wearing right now. It's very nice. Yeah, so that's basically the only souvenir that I bought. Actually, I had 2 glue wine cups. We budgeted, we put the glue wine cups money, which is $2 per cup. We put it in the food category, so because I just kept the cup. Normally, if you return the cup, you can get $2 back, something like that. Yeah, I didn't return it. I just kept it for myself as a souvenir. Next one is the personal item. So personal item, I bought 3 clothes. I have a jumpsuit, I have 2 tops. Actually, it was all on sale. To me, it was actually a very good price, because the 3 of them together with tax, with everything, is $55. So I didn't really go over the budget either in this category. Very proud of myself not buying a lot of stuff in this trip. Next category is the communication. So I mentioned in the video before, communication category I budgeted is normally for the eSIM card or the SIM card, more for just the data use and stuff like that. Turns out we got a eSIM card as Christmas gift, so we didn't really need to spend anything on this category, so it's $0. For the currency and the exchange fees, $118. That's the 2.5% of the total. So it's actually really good. Now it's time to sum it all up. Total, I spend $4,905.31. Ooh, I am so proud of myself because I budgeted over 8K. From what I heard, over 8K in 3 weeks in Europe is actually means that you're doing really well, because we've got friends spend 2 weeks in Italy and they spend like over 9K. So 3 weeks over 8K. I've already thought, I'm like, if I can just spend around 8K in my trip, I will be really proud of myself. But turns out I only spent under 5K. Can you imagine that? I know staying with our family in Sweden for 5 nights would really helped us, but still, like 15 days in Europe for under 5K, I think is very doable if you budget well in your trip. So everything is possible if you budget well. Okay, well, now you know how much exactly I spend in my 3-week Europe trip. I really hope that you can budget well for your trip and actually go under your budget as well, so you can be so proud of yourself at the end of the trip. So that has been said, we're going to wrap up this video. If you liked the content, please give me a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe more in the future for any budgeting videos and tips. Until next time, see you later.